and welcome to the special presentation here on the Reviewing Network. And when I say special presentation, this time I really do mean a special presentation because, as you know, Steel City Con is coming up next week, and of course I'm going to have videos here on the channel talking about it well, really just showing you everything that the con has to offer. But a staple at the Steel City Con the last couple of years has been this group that you always see walking around if you've ever been to the Comic Con. It's the group known as Heroineburgh, and I've walked around their booth a couple of times. I've actually talked to them a couple of times in the past couple of years, and just recently they actually found me on Twitter, and someone on there messaged me and asked me, could you look at some of our episodes, and we'll also send you some comic books to look at, and do a video about it. And this is my first time ever getting something to review from somebody. I've never gotten something from somebody to review before. Usually everything I've talked about, everything I've reviewed on here, has been stuff that I bought. So naturally, I did want to do something like that. I've been waiting for for a moment like this in particular to eventually happen. So I agreed to it, and they actually did send me a flash drive right here, which included a couple of episodes of the show that they do. Episodes, I believe it was 16 through 20 on here. And not only that, they sent me a couple of comic books to look at. These are the Heroineburgh comic books. This is the number 2 issue, and then they sent me number 3. And like I said before, this is something I've been wanting to actually look at for a long time, but unfortunately, you do have to pay to see the episodes on there, and they've done a couple of seasons at this point. Like I said, I think they've done 20 episodes, even though they've been working on the 21st and 22nd episode as of the time I'm recording this. And I've been wanting to check it out, but just the pricing, not that the prices are bad, it's just for financial reasons on my part, I haven't been able to get around to watching them. So that's why I really wanted to take this offer, because I wanted to see the show for myself. And I've heard some good things about it, and I wanted to talk about this for a long time, but I was waiting for the right moment to do so, and I figured why not do it now. So I'm going to run through this pretty quickly. I'm just going to give you a quick sum up of everything that I've seen so far, from the flash drive they gave me with the episodes on them to the comic books. But before I do, you're probably wondering the question, what is Heroineburgh? Well, Heroineburgh is pretty much this. Heroineburgh takes place in a universe where southwestern Pennsylvania metropolis is renowned for more than just pirates, penguins, and pierogies. It's the global epicenter of superheroes. One fateful night, a meteor from space imbued with immense dark energy explodes above Pittsburgh, irradiating the unsuspecting populace and causing unusual epigenetic mutations of the XX chromosomes of select Pittsburgh women, who begin to develop astonishing superhuman powers. Some use their new abilities for the benefit of the community, and some exploit them for selfish gain. The virtuous champions eventually form an alliance, the Pittsburgh Heroine League, endorsed by the city's law enforcement. Meanwhile, the villainesses are hired by a mysterious cabal called the Black Faction, sworn to discredit the League members and reduce them to vigilantes. With dozens of superhero females in its city limits, what was once known as the Steel City now gains a new worldwide title as Heroineburgh. And what's so great about this comic book that I have here is that not only gives you that description that I just talked about, but it gives you a roster of the characters in each comic book. So you could pretty much figure out who's who very quickly, even if you've never seen the series or has just gotten into this comic like I did. And they vary in different versions. Like this is the back of number 2. You see some of the characters' descriptions right there and the people who made this. Manny Thiener, by the way, is the one who creates the TV show. He does the directing of it, and so that's the one from the second comic book here. And then here's the one in the third comic book. And like I said, they vary with different superheroes depending on who's actually in the comic book. And you get a couple of stories in here. I believe they're all of them written by the writer of this, Manny Thiener. And it's overall a really solid-looking book. It's got some nice visuals to it, some great graphics overall, and the stories are actually very good. I don't usually read a whole lot of comic books. I've been doing it recently because I've been doing stuff for other projects, and I do have a couple of other indie comics that I've looked at, because these are indie comics. Some have actually bought at the Comic-Con from another person that I see all the time, and I'll get to that one at some point. Maybe for the next Comic-Con I'll definitely go over to that one, but you get some nice visuals overall. You get a sticker that comes with it, And the stories are overall very good in here. They're very enjoyable. They have some nice visuals to it, and they are very well done. These are very solid stories that they have here, and some great visuals to tell as well. And the artwork overall is done mostly by artists within the Pittsburgh area, and they are very nice, like I said, very nicely done, very nicely executed, and they're just very pleasing to look at. Plus, it adds more to the story involved. It's a very solid story, very good artwork, I should say. Overall, these are very fun comic books. These take me back to when I used to buy these comic books over at the comic book shops downtown. Is down where I live. So it was nice to see. It was nice to go through these again and kind of be nostalgic for what I used to read when I was a little kid. Now, as far as the show itself goes, it really sucks you in right away with a pretty damn good theme song. I mean, take a listen to this.
She's living in Heroineburgh. Never mind what you heard. Superheroine is the word. She's living fantastic dreams. She's shooting out laser beams, taking over computer screens.
I mean, it's an overall really damn good theme song that just gets you ready for what you're about to see. And what you do end up seeing is a show that is very heavily influenced by old school superhero shows, most notably the 1960s Batman series with Adam West. And largely because they took a lot of inspiration from that. They actually were inspired by a show they did in Pittsburgh called Pittsburgh Batman, which they did pretty much Batman, except they took a lot of Pittsburgh things and put it into that show. But they did this. But the people who made this show did this show because there wasn't a whole lot of female characters in here, and it does work. The people that they get to play these roles here play their parts very well, and it's a very solid show all around. These actors are very good. They do a very good job with the special effects, even though there's not a huge budget for this. The special effects overall are fun to watch. It is over the top, and the action sequences do get a little. They do get a little over the top for the most part because you get because the punches and all that they're not. You can tell they're not really punching people, but they go backwards like that. They used to do that a lot on the old school TV shows, and I like that they actually brought that back into this particular series overall. It also has some pretty solid social commentary overall on women's rights and equality, and it doesn't really do the type of thing where it just sticks it right in your face. Like, it's not subtle. It's like you think it's going to be not subtle at all and going to be straight in your face, but they do a pretty good job of working it into a script where it doesn't overstay its welcome. It doesn't feel like it's being forced onto you. It actually plays into the series itself, and it's very well done overall, and it does keep you invested in how this is going to transpire all the way through. And I like the way that the episodes, when they do have the typical cliffhanger, it's not like a typical cliffhanger, like you expect to see the to be continued thing at the end of it. It's just like something will happen, and then all of a sudden, boom! It's just right to the credits, and you wonder what the heck is happening here. And like I said, it just makes you want to see what happens next. And I was getting really involved with these episodes that they gave me, and it did make me want to see more episodes of the show. And maybe one day when I could get the money to actually watch these episodes, I'll go back to the beginning for them. But for somebody like me who's just coming into this with these couple episodes that they're giving me late on, I was able to catch up with the story overall pretty quickly, and it made for a very enjoyable experience watching the show in its entirety for the first time. And like I said, it's a well-made show if you go into it with the right mindset, and you can definitely get invested in everything in here, especially if you're in the Western Pennsylvania area and you know these landmarks that are in this show. So overall, I really like both the comic book and the TV series. I think the comic book is a great welcoming point into the universe, and I like that these comics that they gave me did a very good job of welcoming newcomers like myself into it pretty quickly, and I could very much understand what's going on, what these characters are about, and the stories that they go through. And I like that the TV series is a ton of fun as well. I like the way that they take a lot of influence and pay homage to the classic superhero series of the time, while also putting a modern spin on it with some good social commentary. And you get invested with the characters very well. The visuals overall are a ton of fun. I like the old school style action sequences they have here. It's a very enjoyable show, and I really like this universe that they set up here. And I'd highly recommend it if you go into it on the right note. If you want to see for it yourself, So if you want to go ahead and check out their stuff, I'll put a link to their website below, Heroineburgh.com. And like I said, if you're going to be in the area in the next week, they're going to be at the Steel City Con. I'll see them in a couple of days. I'll also put their Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram pages where you can check out some of their stuff. And I really recommend you check it out. Last thing I want to say, I want to thank the folks at Heroineburgh Productions for reaching out to me and allowing me to check out their stuff. I really had a good time with it, and I really want to check out more of the stuff that they have here. And hopefully in the next couple of days when I see them, we can work something out. So, like I said, if you want to see their stuff, go ahead and check out their website below, heroineburgh.com. And if you're going to be in the area, they'll be at Steel City Con. So, that's going to do it for this special review. Once again, I want to thank Heroineburgh Productions. I want to thank the people there for reaching out to me and giving some stuff to look at. And hopefully I did you guys proud. So, that's pretty much going to do it. So thank you very much for watching this. Hopefully I introduced you to something that you might want to check out. And I'll see you guys for the next video. So until then, take care.